Okay, welcome to video 2 of the beginners Python series that I'm making for my class, just to get them a little bit of a head start. So this video is about the different types of variables you can have. So in our previous video we had name equals something or other, and name was a variable. This time I'm going to introduce you to 3 different variable types. There are others, but these are the most common ones, and they are things within speech marks that are strings of text. They are called strings in Python. So anything within speech marks will always be a string. So will anything that's input by the user comes into the program as a string. Anything that looks like that is an integer, and anything that looks like this with a decimal point is a float. Just means it's a number with a decimal point. These things over here in red, those are code comments. So in different languages we've used before, you have a way of writing comments which don't actually do anything in the code, but they are messages for other human beings who are reading your code. You just put a hash at the start of it and it will turn it into a code comment, just like this. Here is a comment. It doesn't do anything to the code. If you had longer blocks of code that you wanted to turn into comments, like say if this whole line of code I wanted to turn into a comment, I could go 3 speech marks in a row and everything after that has become a comment, but now I can put 3 more speech marks and that will that ends this comment, but that's just silly. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so those are the 3 different types of variable in Python. Now I'm going to get the program to prove this to you just because I can. We'll get rid of that one and we will paste into there. What this does is a little print function, and it's just asking for the name of each of those 3 variables: name, age and height. Now if I'm lucky this will work. Control S to save and F5 to run, and all it has done is this one, it has printed the type of variable that name is, and it's a string. The second one is an integer and the third one is a float. Not much point doing that, but you know, just because we can, we did. Okay, moving on. Where's our little to-do list? Just check where we're up to. We know what these three types of variables are. We know what code commenting looks like in Python. Now, I'm just going to try something different. You know how earlier on we asked the user for their name. So I'm going to now say that name equals input, open bracket, speech mark, what is your name, question mark. And then the user is going to type something in, and whatever the user types in, it will become name. So even though name was something else previously, you can change what's held in a variable. So we're changing the data held in the variable name, and then after we've done that, let's check what type it is. So I will, when I run this program, I'll type something in that is a string, but let's just ask the computer to print what type of variable it is, just to see what happens. So I've just used that exact same line of text there. Okay, let's run that, and I'm going to enter my name. And it's a string, which is what you'd expect. Okay, let's do the same thing, but we'll do it with age. What is your age this time? And the age will be a number. So save F5. What is your age? I'm 5 years old. Hey, I typed in an integer, but it spat out it tells me it's a string. Now that is because anytime you're using input, it will be a string. So just it will give you a string, so just get used to that, because say I want to do some maths on my age, the Python will get a bit upset with it because it knows now that it's a string. How about then if I go and change it? And I can do that really simply by just going age equals the integer of age. So whatever age is, it is now turning it into an integer. So we'll print the type of it one more time. And this time, please work. Okay, what is your age? My age is 60, and it was a string, but then I've changed it into an integer, and now finally it's an integer. Now, how are we going with our to-do list? Putting multiple things together in a sentence. Oh, now that's always fun. Okay, we're going to get rid of nearly all of that because we don't need it. Okay, we're back to these three variables which I have set. Name is a string, age is 15, and height is that. Now, if we wanted to print all of these things together in a sentence, it is quite fun. What am I going to say? Welcome, comma, name. Stop. Okay. And add a bit more. You are something or other, years old and something or other, separated by a comma. Don't know why that's there. Meter, oops, speech marks. Meters tall, full stop. Okay, hopefully this will work. I have sometimes had error messages. Okay, welcome Petunia. You are 15. Oh, I'm not liking that space there. Never mind, I'll show you how to fix that in a future video. You are 15 years old and 166 meters tall. Lovely. And I do believe we have covered all our intentions for this particular little video. Try it all out, please. Try all these different things, all different ways, making sentences, asking for input, etc. A little bit of revision.